happening, guys? Chael Sonnen here, and you need to know when you're the greatest podcast in the world today, they got a name for you. They don't call you a great podcast. They call you the Gentleman Podcast. Beat that if you can.
Welcome, everybody, to the most up-and-coming podcast on this side of the Western Hemisphere. Eddie, Pete, Brian, Gary, we are the Gentlemen.
This is the podcast.
Yes.
Before we start, remember to like, follow, subscribe on all our social media platforms. Just today, we started up a Facebook page, so go on Facebook and like that. And Big Eddie P finally made a Twitter, so go follow that.
Finally, America, finally.
For Eddie's thoughts of everything going on in this world, go right there, man. It's
Big Eddie P.
Big Eddie P, baby.
Eddie wanted to keep that on the down low, bro.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's out of the bag.
My bad.
The beans have spilled. We're going to talk about this past week's UFC card. We're going to talk about all the UFC news that happened this weekend. We're also going to talk about, we're going to go into a little bit detail about the NBA's reform for July 31st. And we're going to talk about the latest baseball news along with our core four and go to the week. So, Brian, kick it off.
UFC 250 this past Saturday. It was a really, really good card, as I thought it would be.
Yep, just like we predicted.
Listen, these are always the best cards, man. The overhyped ones and always end up being a little lackluster. We're not going to talk about all the fights, just a couple we want to touch on here and there. We'll start with the early prelims. Like I said, Alonzo Menefield, I mean, looked a little disappointing, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of room for improvement there. The guy hits like a Mack truck, and he hits a little too hard. He's carrying a little too much muscle on him. I think one of the biggest points that he learned from this fight is that he's going to have to maybe slim down a little bit. He's carrying a little too much muscle. He gassed way too quick. I mean, in the first round, it seemed like he gassed. But listen, the future's bright, very bright for this kid. I'm telling you. He's going to be something. I stand by my words.
It could be a learning fight for him.
That's what it's going to be. Listen, that
might be the best thing.
That was like his 9th or 10th fight. So, I mean, he's still very early in his career. A lot of room for improvement, but sky's the limit.
That was a dog fight.
It was.
Which he needed. He needed to be in a fight like that.
And it's better. Yeah. Go, Pete. Go.
Sometimes a hard loss like that is more beneficial for a young fighter's career than another easy, fast knockout or something like that.
Absolutely. It's better for him that it happened earlier in his career. So he has a lot of time to learn from it. A couple other fights we want to talk about. Obviously, Sugar Sean O'Malley. I want to touch on.
Well, before we get to the main card, I just want to give props and credit to where credit is due. Eddie called the upset on our last episode. He said Mackie Patolo would beat Charles Byrd, and that happened, bro. TKO. Coconut bombs. He really has bombs for fists.
Good call.
Bombs away, fellas. Bombs away, man.
Good call, Eddie.
Good call.
Unfortunately, my call of, GM3 beating Ian Heinisch did not happen. He made a mistake, and it was finished. But we'll get him next time, buddy.
Yeah. Listen, it happens. That's the fight game. It can only go two ways. Moving on to the main card, Sugar Sean O'Malley. Listen, the Sugar Show is in full effect.
Knockout of the year, fellas.
Maybe not. We still have another knockout on the card.
Right up in the knockout of the night.
If it wasn't for the other knockout, that might have been knockout of the night. But
we'll get to it. And what I predicted, I guess it went in the complete opposite direction, meaning, I mean, if Eddie Wineland was a little quicker, maybe a little younger, from where I was sitting, obviously, I can't really tell, but it looked like that punch was so – it was almost like it was in slow motion, but it wasn't. It was like he had it ready, and Eddie just couldn't move out of the way. I don't know. For some reason, it just seemed so easily telegraphable from, like, another point of view. I don't know. But maybe it was the age. Maybe it was the reaction time that really hindered Eddie Wineland's – I don't know. It was brutal, though. It was a beautiful knockout for Sean O'Malley.
That's kind of the way I thought the fight was going to go. I thought also because of his Wineland's age, he wasn't – O'Malley was hungry and quicker, stronger fighter. I didn't think it was going to be that close. And listen, he put him to sleep with that punch.
Yeah,
it's not even the age thing. Sugar Sean's striking is just on a totally different level than Eddie Wineland, and it's on a different level than most fighters in that division. I would definitely want to see a step up in competition next fight for Sugar Sean. I knew it was going to be a very, very easy win for Sugar. And that knockout was beautiful. And if it wasn't for the other knockout that we'll talk about in a little bit, that could have been knockout of the year so far. But we'll get to that other fight in a little bit.
Eddie, any comments on the Sugar Sean show?
Impeccable, bro. Just impeccable, man.
Who do you guys want to see him fight next?
I don't like to talk about Garbrandt. I think that's a little too much. Right
Not yet.
No, I don't like all that talk. I think he should get a top 15 guy and slowly work his way up.
Okay.
I gotta look at the actual division and see which fight makes sense in the bantamweight division.
Well, let's talk a little bit at the end of it about the bantamweight because we got to go to a couple more bantamweight fights.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm just saying. I do want to see him step up in competition. He's earned it. We'll just see who makes sense for him.
Yeah, listen, the guy has nothing but raw talent. I'm not completely on the hype train yet. Not. But the future is very bright for this kid. I mean, what is he? How old is he? 25?
Yeah.
Like
25.
25, yeah. He's a young kid. I mean, he's going to be in this sport for a while, God willing. So we'll see what happens. Next up, Aljamain Sterling and Corey Sandhagen. Wow. That's all I'm going to say.
Unbelievable.
If you blink, you missed it.
He was a straight killer. He had an agenda, and he pulled it off, man. He wanted to make quick work of that fight, and he did. I mean, he looked sharp, man. I've said it for a while. He's one of the best fighters in that division as well, which is stacked. His record is 19-3 at this point. I mean, I'd like to see him in title contention. I really would.
He's got to fight for the belt. Man.
Yeah, I think he has to. He's earned it. I mean, this is so impressive, this win.
Corey Sandhagen will come back stronger. Unfortunately, he didn't utilize any of his potential or skill in that last fight. It was a terrible performance for him, but he'll come back. He's not going away. But props to Aljamain Sterling. Fantastic performance. He's hungry. He wants that title. He wants the chance to fight for the title, and he deserves it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. He was on a mission that fight. He wanted it more. That's what it was. He wanted to go in there, finish the fight quick, and then he wants to jump right back in there and fight Jan.
He wanted to make a statement. Wanted to make a statement. That's what he wanted to do.
And that's what he did. It's going to be Jan and Aldo, but he definitely, if something happens to one of them, he slides right in there.
Yeah, for sure. And the co-main event, talk about now, knockout of the year candidate. Holy crap. Oh, my God, Cody, listen, most of us said it, how focused he looked and how different he looked and his approach to this fight, switching up camps. Now, before we talk about the finish, me and Pete watched the fight together, and apparently we were watching a completely different fight than everyone else on Twitter was watching because they had a Sun Sao winning until
the first round.
Yeah, the first round. Yeah, Gary.
That was horrible.
I couldn't believe it. Going into that second round, we were all looking at each other like, are we watching the same fight? What is going on?
I saw, not to cut you off, I saw on the telecast, they had one person tweeted.
A couple people. I think it was Kevin Ioli or something.
Ioli definitely tweeted 10-9 on Sun Sao, but
I saw it at least twice. Two people said it.
Sun Sao looked so uncomfortable in that first round. How could you give a guy a round?
He was trying to figure Cody out, and I'm thinking to myself, what did he do? What did he hit Cody with to earn him
Nothing.
I couldn't figure it out.
He was a step behind the whole round. He was too slow for Cody, man.
He could not figure him out. Second round, he won the round. 4 minutes and 59 seconds into the second round, Cody hits him with a cinder block, and with one of the greatest knockouts, one of the greatest preparations for a knockout. He went real low, came up. It was almost like Mike Tyson-esque. It was beautiful. It was art. It was an art form, what he did.
Speed kills, fellas. Speed kills.
Well, that's all Cody was showing.
We just received word that a Sun Sao woke up a couple of hours ago. It was that good. It was that good.
While we're talking about it, I'm just going to go straight to my GOAT of the week. Cody Garbrandt, no love. You're the GOAT this week, bro. That was incredible. One of the best knockouts I've ever seen in my life. It reminded me of a move I used to do in the old UFC game for Xbox 360. It was like a special move. You would duck down first. You would duck down and then come up with the freaking, that hook. And it would always knock out my opponent in the game. It looked like that exactly to a T. the amount of force that you put into that punch, you put your entire body into it, the speed, and just the sound that it made when it landed flush, man. You know, we heard that from 1,000 miles away. Incredible.
He couldn't have put any more weight or torque into that punch. It was literally everything. That was the whole force. He would have knocked a horse out.
He was smart because he knew that the round was ending, so he knew, like, let me throw everything into this punch before the round ends. So it was smart.
And so Cody 2.0, he's focused, he's back. He trained with Mark Henry. You're the goat of the week for that once-in-a-lifetime knockout. You're not going to see anything better than that for a while. You know, great freaking knockout, Cody. You're my goat of the week.
So he wants Jan.
The question is he going to stay with Henry? Is he going to go back and forth? Is he going to do one and not the other?
He has to stay with Henry in some capacity. Either trains with him sometimes and then goes back and forth. He has to, because I don't think Team Alpha. I think they're a little bit overrated as a camp, Team Alpha Male. I think you see that with Dillashaw. Dillashaw left and he went up another level. I just think that Henry, he fought such a smart fight, Cody. I think he stood on the outside, used his skills. When he got hit, he wanted to get into a brawl, but he brought himself back and he didn't want to get into it.
He didn't let his emotions get involved.
Yeah.
He stayed very calm and composed.
It reminded me of the Cruz fight, Cody. He was the way he was dodging punches and ducking under. He looked really sharp.
Now, the thing is, he wants Peter Yan next because they have a little spat. Two things with that. Jan's going to fight Aldo. I think Cody would have to fight another contender if Jan wins. But also, want to see Cody against a better striker, how he would do. That, too, is going to be a test for him also with this new. Like, if a guy who's just as good striking, he wants to go out there and roll with him, or if he would keep this same strategy. Like, Jan's an amazing striker. You can make an argument Jan's a better striker than Cody. So, like a matchup like that to see how he would do a game plan with it.
The bantamweight division, man.
Yeah, like I said, best division in the UFC right now.
It's crazy.
And anyone else? Still got Morales at the top of it as another contender. Aldo's in there. It's crazy with the fights they can make.
Man, Aldo shouldn't be fighting for the belt, in my opinion, but talk about that another day.
His time has been gone, though.
But you know what? I don't agree with his time has been gone because I think he won his last fight. I still don't think he should get a title shot. I think he won his last fight. So, and I see why they're doing it. He's a big name. You put him for the vacant title, you know. So
he doesn't fight that frequently, though.
I know.
And the age is going to get to him if it hasn't already.
It's also good for Jan. If Jan can go out there and knock out Aldo, that makes his name bigger and helps the division. So.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
Main event time.
Main event. Wow. I mean, listen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Eddie, thoughts?
Great pick, Brian. Great pick.
Eddie, you said 35 seconds, if memory serves me correct, not 5 minutes.
I'm gonna give Brian credit.
Excuse me, 25 minutes.
Hold on. I'm gonna give Brian credit. Brian called it. The one thing he said, he picked the wrong winner. He did say she's tough.
We all said she's tough.
But Brian's been on that.
No one questioned that.
No, but Brian's been putting that point forward for a while that she's a tough bitch.
I'll say this. And Joe Rogan said it plenty of times during the fight that right now she doesn't have the skill set to beat Amanda. But if she developed the right skill set or another fighter developed that toughness, I mean, I don't know. Listen, anything can happen. Anything can happen in the fight game. But listen, everyone's gonna know who she is at this point if they didn't already.
Well, let's go back and talk about GOAT. She was dominant. So dominant. I think she could have finished her, but I think she didn't want to take an unnecessary risk. And I think a little bit was like
Gary.
So bad.
It was a glorified sparring match. That's what it was. She was having fun with it the whole time. She was smiling. I mean, I know she does that in a lot of her fights, but she was literally smiling the entire freaking fight.
Yeah, it was
just having fun with it.
And then the talk of throwing in towels and stuff like that. And
props to Felicia Spencer. Tough as nails. You know, I knew it was going to be very, very difficult to finish her, but she's just on a totally different level. Amanda Nunes.
What is she going to do? I mean, is she going to go up and start fighting like welterweight men? Like, what's going on?
I asked a question the other day. We really didn't talk about it. Who's had the more impressive run as a champion, her or Mighty Mouse?
Well, she didn't tie his record yet.
I know, but no, not yet. But
But she's cleaned out. I mean,
but you have to look at who they
both
fought at what
divisions.
point.
Yeah.
That's what I go by. That's why I always say GSP is the GOAT over Silva, because you look at the competition relevant to the time.
Well, if you list the greatest fighters in the women's history, she's beat all.
Yeah, no. I would say her, but it depends who you ask. Because she beat Holly, she beat Ronda, she beat Cyborg. Though that right there is enough for her.
She beat Shevchenko twice.
Listen,
the second one was
questionable.
close.
I know,
It was
but
questionable.
Still,
But no, absolutely. I say Amanda's the GOAT. I mean, the three right there, that's it. That's enough for me to hear, and for most people to hear.
Misha Tate, she beat her.
Tate, yeah, she did throw Misha Tate.
So,
Yeah, but when she cuts down to the lower division, it's a little rough for her. I don't know if she's going to be able to do that going forward anymore.
I think this is her weight class, but they
I
don't
think
have
she has to stay here now.
But this is it. They don't have no rankings for this division.
Mm.
Good point, Gary.
Well, they made that division for Cyborg. So
Yeah.
They're in a tough spot with them. But it was a great card, top to bottom, fun card. We have another card this weekend. We'll talk about that later on in the week. It's that card too is not talked about, but maybe it'll surprise us with.
There's a couple fights on there I'm really, really looking forward to. But as a whole, it's a pretty mediocre card. But I'm not complaining. I'll take 3 fights.
Yeah, and who knows? It's the entertainment value and the co-main event we're excited for. But we'll talk about that one.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
We had a little news after the fight on Saturday.
Yeah, listen, I'm tired of this crap, man. I'm tired of a lot of people's crap making these announcements and doing these things and that.
Oh man!
So Conor McGregor retired for a 3rd time, and why did he do it then?
The attention always needs to be on him at all times. That's how he is. Everyone's talking about the GOAT, Amanda Nunes, and Conor's like, oh, everyone's talking about her. I want them to talk about me. Let me retire again.
But I hope he realizes that the talk is all negative, and it only puts a damper on the way that he's looked at. It's not a positive light that he's in when he does these kind of things.
And nobody believes him.
He doesn't care.
Nobody believes him.
How can you believe him when you retired 3 times?
Yeah, he's pulling the Mayweather. Mayweather retired every other fight. But I don't like when he did it. I don't like he did it right after that card.
The timing was horrible.
Horrible timing. You just look like you're looking for attention there, which I don't like that. I think he knows, like, right now he has no options right now to fight, so he has to get his name out there. He's not fighting the 155-pound title, and he's not fighting for 170. And, like, who else can he fight right now? So he's
trying to stay relevant.
Yeah, he's trying to stay relevant, which is a dumb way of going about it. Just flat out say, I'm waiting for Khabib and Gaethje. I'm going to be training hard for that fight. That's it.
Just let him join WWE already and get rid of him, man.
They don't want him. They don't want him.
They would take him in a heartbeat.
Are you crazy?
They would take him in a heartbeat.
They would take him in a heartbeat.
In a second.
They took Cain Velasquez. They would take Conor in a heartbeat.
Conor's still the biggest star of the sport. I'm not going to take that away from him. I just think he's a clown.
Ship him off to Vince McMahon. Let him deal with him.
I think he's a clown.
Listen, as a fighter, I love him, but his antics sometimes it's like, come on, man.
What did Chael say today? That he thinks that Conor knows he can't beat any of these guys right in the top, whatever. So
it's probably the case.
I mean, he lost out on Gaethje. And Gaethje put it best. If he wanted to fight Ferguson, Conor could have fought Ferguson. He didn't take that fight.
True.
So Conor could have fought Ferguson, beat him, and then we could be talking about Conor and Khabib in a couple of months. But he didn't want to take it. So unless Conor's doing this to buy time till the fans come back, I don't know what he's thinking.
Yeah, I don't think Conor wants to fight in an arena that's empty. It's not his style.
Mm-mm.
It's far away from his style, man. And he bribes off of everybody, man.
And it's not a good business move for him too, because the gate he brings in is insane. I get that point, but just say it. I'll respect. And Dana White said it. If they don't want to fight right now, I don't blame them. But just flat out say it. I don't want to fight right now. I'll fight when the fans come back. There you go. And it's true, because he won't be fighting Khabib until early next year, and that's probably when fans will be slowly coming back. So.
And not only that. Money-wise for the company, think of the gate at the arena with fans. So it makes sense all around. But don't give us the bullshit with the retirement. I don't want to hear it again.
And don't do it right after these guys. After these guys and girls just put on a great card.
Yeah, people who are willing to fight literally anybody who to just get in there. So that's all I have to say about that.
The whole main card had a different storyline. He's trying to take a little bit of their shine away. I'm glad. I watched the ESPN post-fight show. I'm glad that they didn't talk about it until the very end. I was happy about that. They gave the fighters their just due. So,
moving along.
So you guys want to talk about? Want to just keep on with the negativity, or you want to talk bad? Because with these two sports, it's a little bit of both. Let's go with the MLB.
Oh God.
New proposal today. We've been on MLB Watch since we started.
New proposal every day.
Fucking atrocious, man. Completely atrocious.
The proposal. I don't know, Pete. You want to get into the particulars about it?
Yeah, another day, another proposal. The story of our lives. This new one that the owners made to the players today. Basically, what it is they're trying to do a 72 game season or something like that, right? 72 game season, and if there's a playoffs, which I'm hoping there will be, the players will end up getting 75% of their prorated salaries. So they play 72 games, they get paid for. That's a little less than half a season. They'll get paid for 3/4 of a season. So they're getting paid more than what they're playing. But
and a rich bargain, yeah.
Yeah, but the big but in that situation is in the proposal, it also says if the playoffs get canceled because of the coronavirus, the players no longer get 75% of their prorated salaries. They get 50%. Players are not happy about that. They said it right off the bat. We're not accepting this. We're not happy. We don't want 50%. Blah blah blah. So it's looking, unless they counteroffer and then they finally meet in the middle after all this time, it's looking more and more like the league is just going to mandate a 48 game season, which they have the power to do.
48 games.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is, bro. It's terrible. It's the bare minimum amount of games they need to play in order to play the playoffs. So it's looking like it's going to be a 48-game season, and it's going to be defaulted to that, and there's going to be no expanded playoffs, just regular playoffs. And
it's 2 months.
Yeah. That's only if they don't come to an agreement. They would have to force that into effect, which nobody will be happy about that.
Oh, but right now it looks like that's going to be the case.
If they can't come to an agreement, yeah.
Well, time's running out.
When's the deadline?
But just comment thing. CC was on Bill Simmons' podcast the other day, and CC said there's not much time before the players aren't going to be in shape, and you're going to risk injury.
Well, I mean, it's their job as professionals to stay in shape at all times.
I know, but they're also human. Like CC said, he goes, "I'd be drinking Hennessy and Wendy's if I was in their situation at 29 years old with no kids."
It's all about self-control, man. I watched some videos of Luke Voigt in the cages yesterday. The guy was hitting bombs. Luke, I want you on this podcast, Luke.
Aroldis Chapman, too. You seen him? He looks like a monster.
I know.
He's always jacked.
Jacked, bro. He's fucking jacked.
The Yankees
God.
The Yankees are ready to roll. I'm just going to say two quick things about this. I'm really saving my thoughts for when the season gets canceled. I'm just going to go freaking crazy for an hour on this podcast.
I think it's reasonable that we're all going to have a 90-second of fire specifically for that.
It's going to be 90 minutes of fire, dude.
I'm just going to say two things. Number one, I said it. If they really think that this is a good business idea, both sides, and when their TV, and then they kill their fandom, and when their TV contracts come up in a few years, and ESPN's not going to look to pay them like they did with the NHL, and MLB is just scrambling to go on any network, and then go on Lifetime or some random network to show baseball games that nobody's going to watch, and they're going to get no money from there, they're really going to be struggling. Second, Bill Simmons brought up a great point. He called the owners, it's like they own a restaurant. They're still going to make a profit, but they're not going to make that over profit like they usually do. And so that's like where everybody's getting annoyed with the owners. You're still going to make profit from this. You're still going to make money. So just come to an agreement with the players and just get somewhere for one season. But
I have a question.
I don't understand why they're worrying so much about this second wave of the coronavirus. I mean, they're trying their damn hardest not to play any games past October. But meanwhile, you have basketball who's going to be playing October, coming back in December as well. You know, you got football is going to be playing throughout that time. It feels like no other sport is worried about the second wave except for baseball.
I'm sorry, guy, but not only that, why are we even talking about that when the first wave is still here? We're still in the first wave. So why are they worrying about something that hasn't even happened yet?
If we were going to worry about a second wave, the NFL would flat out say, listen, we're not having a season. Because NFL will go right through it. The NFL, the whole thing will go right through it. So NFL could just flat out come and say, we're not going to do it. NBA could have did the same thing.
Well, I can see why the owners would put that little clause in the contract because a lot of the money they make is from the playoff TV contracts that they have, the postseason TV contracts. So if the postseason were to get canceled, they would lose even more money on top of what they're already losing. So that's why they said if the playoffs get canceled, players only get 50%. But if the playoffs go on, players get 75%. But the players are not happy about losing guaranteed money.
And they're also not happy. It's also like we talk about, it's the long game. They think they're going to hold this over them for the next negotiation. They're happy that they're not. They're going back on their word. So it's just a thing. And a lot of players feel like this is a step back from the other offers. This is going back towards the April offer. So I don't know.
I got a quick question. Here. It's a little off topic, but not really. So I've never had the pleasure of going to like a Yankee opening day or anything. So I don't know how expensive tickets are. But do you guys think that like the first opening game for every home team, every game after coronavirus is, dead and gone, you think tickets are going to be like crazy priced?
I don't know because
I don't think the fans will pay those crazy prices after all this bullshit.
Absolutely not. You're going to see more protesting, if anything, man.
Yeah.
I don't know about the protesting. I think more so the people willingness to go to an event right away.
Well, you tell me. Would you go to opening game if the prices were raised?
I go. Well, no. If the prices were raised, you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, if they were raised.
I don't think it's going to be raised through the first party like Ticketmaster. It'll definitely be raised if you're doing like a third party StubHub or something like that.
Absolutely.
Secondary market.
But what I'm talking about is to balance out the money loss. Do you see ticket prices being raised?
No,
I don't think they could do that.
I think the concession stands, that's going to be the problem. I think
we're already paying $12 for a bottle of water.
Yeah, how much more are they going to go up, Gary?
And I think that, but like a couple of dollars here or there, maybe. Not going to go up crazy enough.
Hey, shout out to that $20 deal. Chicken fingers, chicken tenders, and fries, and a big soda at Yankee Stadium.
Absolutely.
Eddie knows that.
Are you talking the cup with the little thing on top, right?
Yeah. It's a giant bucket, of chicken tenders, fries, and a Coca-Cola.
And the pinstripe pass also $20. You get a free beer, and you could get in the standing room only section.
That's right.
Sure.
That's right.
Shout out to Frank.
We got to stop talking about it. I'm missing it.
Wait. Shout out Frank's Red Hot, Yankee Stadium. My bartenders over there. I miss you guys. I was hoping to spend the season with my season tickets. I can't wait to see you guys next year. Just wanted to say that.
We'll be there.
And that's today's edition of Gary Shoots His Shot. Let's see who he shoots his shot for next week.
I'm just trying to keep my people happy over there.
Next week's gonna be adobo.
There is a sport coming back, Eddie. Not the Knicks aren't coming back. I'm sorry again to remind you, the Knicks and the Bulls aren't coming back. Basketball. At this point. Basketball announced that their plan, they're going to do 1 through 8. They're bringing 22 teams. The thing we didn't talk about last week is the playoffs. There's only 1 team from the East coming, 5 teams from the West.
Yeah.
So the only way there's going to be a single elimination playoffs if you're within 4.5 games of that final playoff spot.
Makes it interesting.
It does make it interesting. And it's going to be 8-game regular season, and then they're just going to roll it. The one thing that I just found out is the NBA Finals is scheduled to end October 12th. But if the playoff series end earlier, they can move the finals up and end it sooner, so it helps out for the next season. So it fluctuates. So if this is quick sweeps, they can get the season over with quicker. So It's exciting. I still think the teams out of the favorites are the favorites. The 6 teams I think could win the championship are the Lakers, Clippers, Bucks, Raptors, Celtics are the other team, and I also think the Rockets are another team. Those are the 6 teams I think could win the championship this year. But
I think the Rockets are such a sleeper in this whole thing.
I think they're a sleeper, and I think Philly's a big sleeper.
Gary, I got a question for you. What's the over-under of us meeting any NBA players in Miami when we're down there?
I'm telling you, those guys are going to sneak out of the bubble. There's a good chance.
Yeah, we're going to see J.R. Smith walking around Miami.
I'm just going to say it's 2.5. I could see a couple of those guys sneaking out of the bubble.
All right.
Eddie, who do you think will win? Who's your pick to win right now?
I'm going to be honest with you,
Bucks.
man. The Rockets and the Bucks.
Not your finals. I like the Bucks. I think I'm gonna go with the Lakers right now, but I'm back and forth with them and the Clippers. Before
I see you, Pete.
I agree with the Lakers.
Same here, brother.
If I had a gun to my head, I'd say Lakers. But the injuries are going to be a concern with this. I heard James Harden lost a lot of weight.
Dude, he looks like a pinky finger now, man.
Yeah,
no, I don't know what he has. I don't know what James Harden's been doing. He lost a lot of weight, but it's going to be interesting.
He lost weight, but he's still going to end up never getting the travel called on him, man. Like, come on.
Well, that's another thing with no fans. The fans influence the refs. There's no fans there. Like, a lot of these games are going to be called really right down
What about the
middle.
LeBron flop with no fans?
Exactly. There's going to be none of that. So it's going to be interesting. I think
Flop.
whoever wins that,
And sickening.
whoever wins that Lakers Clippers series, I think is going to be the champs. But I also think
that's good TV right there, though, man.
I also think whoever wins the championship, there should no asterisks next to it. It's a legit championship, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
I think so.
I agree with you, Gary, because people need to remember the season was just paused for a second, man.
Yeah, and if you're not going to give the LeBron's first championship an asterisk, you can't give this one. If he wins this one, it's a legit championship. So
Absolutely.
I beg to differ, but whatever, man. Whatever.
who they beat in the first round that year?
Oh, shut up.
What?
Anyways.
Don't start this, man. Don't start this. Don't start this.
But that's it for the NBA news, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll get more into it. The closer the season comes, we'll make our picks.
All right. We'll be right back. After this little break, we got the Core 4. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Gentleman Podcast. So right now we have the Core 4. This week, the theme is fantasy places where we want Fight Island to take place. So Fight Island's coming up soon in UFC. It's going to be on a secluded island. And we thought it would be pretty fun to think of, fictional places and locations where, we would have Fight Island take place.
Not only Fight Island, like any kind of sporting event.
Any sporting event,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, we use Fight Island as the, the basis for this. So Pete's going to do the randomizer, and we'll see who's first. We know Eddie's second and third.
Brian's going to be third or fourth, probably.
Oh, my God.
Let's see what we got.
Let me
Gary,
see.
are you drinking a Twisted Tea?
Oh, Eddie last today.
Oh,
Eddie last.
This is a rarity. Wow.
All right. So we got Peter first, Gary second, Brian third, and Eddie last.
All right. Let's go. Finally.
All right. So just to clarify, I wrote down my answers, with any sporting event in mind, not just Fight Island. It could be a baseball game, MMA event, whatever. So for my first pick, first overall, I would love to see a sporting event, or more specifically a baseball game, held on the moon.
Oh.
Space.
That's a good one.
All right.
Fly balls would be tough there.
Yeah, the gravity is crazy over there. It's low gravity. There's going to be moonshots, no pun intended. People are going to be jumping and floating up and down. It would bring an extra, element to the game to play baseball on the moon. And it'll be a pretty cool view, too.
Sure.
That's why I'm going with the moon, number one overall.
It's a good pick.
I'm going with Toon Stadium and Space Jam, where they held that basketball game. And listen, now you might think, hey, listen, it's a basketball court, but if you listen to the Looney Tunes at the end, you're in Looney Land, so anything can happen. So
Looney Land.
So you saw Jordan do the dunk.
You just completely made that one up right there, man.
let me just say, the amount of different plays and acrobatics you can see there, anything could go. They would definitely it'd be
the real
fun to watch.
I like that pick actually.
Oh please, because Michael Jordan didn't have nothing to do with that, man. Come on.
Bro, take Michael Jordan out of the movie. It's still a classic.
Think about this. Kawhi with his big hands or Giannis. Giannis could score from the other side of the court. Like
that would be dope. I like that pick.
Dope.
I'm a little jealous of that actually. I'm not gonna lie.
The Knicks might actually win 30 games in a world like that, man. Come on, man.
Oh, wait, really quick, Gary, are you drinking a Twisted Tea or Arizona lemonade?
Arizona lemonade.
Okay, all right.
I really thought it was Twisted Tea for a second.
Me too. All right, I'm up, right?
Yep.
All right, my first pick, surprise, surprise, I think it'd be pretty dope to have any sporting event, honestly, even like indoor soccer, football, literally anything, tennis, on the Death Star.
Mm.
I think that would be pretty sick. All stormtroopers in the crowd holding up signs and shit, and the Emperor coming out and doing the introductions. I think it'd be sick.
Yeah, I was gonna leave the Star Wars ones to you, Bray.
Thank you.
yeah.
I got yelled at in pre-production meetings for mentioning Star Wars because Brian didn't want his ideas taken.
Yeah.
Especially considering I had first pick, you know.
That was a nice
I don't want to ruin it for Brian again like last week.
That could have been bad. Eddie, you got 2 picks.
All right, fellas. You know how my order usually goes: 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so let's just get that out of the way right now.
Bang Bros Studio.
The Bang Bus.
The Bang Bus.
Put that
Nah,
out.
I could have used that one, man. I could have used that one, man.
The black couch, the audition couch.
Oh, stop. Kids show.
Oh, man. Definitely. For my 4, I'm going with Old Yankee Stadium for this one.
That doesn't count. Games have been played.
It does count.
Wait,
man.
which old Yankee Stadium? There's like 4 of them.
Wait, and what sport?
Pre-renovation, 1973.
What games have been played there?
What
That's
sport?
No, not every game has been played there.
What sport?
MMA.
Game over there would have been nice.
Hockey, all right.
Man, come on. Old Yankee Stadium. I still miss it to this day dearly.
But
you can't go.
I'm gonna have
It's
to
his
talk.
pick.
I'm gonna
It's his
talk to the
pick.
judges about this.
Yeah, talk to the judges. Check your analytical team with this one.
Stephanie McMahon's falling apart back there because of that.
Literally falling apart.
Wait. So you're saying pre-1970s, before they renovated it and had to play in Shea Stadium for a year, right?
Yeah, that one.
Ew. So you're saying Shea Stadium?
No.
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 We're like man.
House that Ruth built, man. Come on.
The OG.
I don't think that counts, but continue.
All right, your next pick, Eddie.
It fucking counts, man. Anyways, I'm going with my number 3 right now. I'm going to go a little animation with this one. South Park over here, man. Let's be honest, man. We've been growing up constantly with Cartman jokes, who killed Kenny, this and that.
Where in South Park and what sport or anything?
Anything, man.
Any sport, anywhere in South Park? What about Shitty Walk?
Shitty.
It'll be great to have Randy Marsh in the stands, completely drunk and with his shirt off.
Take the good germs.
Man, the possibilities are endless watching anything out there, man. But I'm going to go with South Park for this pick, fellas.
It's a little cold over there in South Park, Colorado. Might have
Build
to
a
be a hockey game.
It'd be like the Rockies. Balls will be flying out.
There you go, man. There you go.
All right. My second pick. I know this is a kid's show, and I actually didn't have this down, but gentleman Pete influenced me. He inspired me.
Oh, my God.
Whoa.
You're taking Eddie's honorable mention?
No. No, I'm picking the Bada Bing from Sopranos. I think it'll be pretty sick to have all the dancers in the background. You have Paulie and Sil sitting there watching.
Wait, what kind of dancers?
The Bada Bing dancers.
Can you elaborate that on a little bit?
They're adult dancers.
Exotic dancers.
And this could be, and you know what? Not any sport. The specific sport, I want cornhole at the Bada Bing.
Cornhole.
I think it'd be tremendous.
What about bocce ball?
That too. I love bocce ball.
That's Bada Bing's
underrated sport.
Yeah. Dyke Park. Shout out.
Gary, you're up.
Shout out to Sil, also my favorite character. Love Sil.
Consigliere.
I'm gonna say Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory.
Oh,
That's a good one.
That's a great
Willy
pick.
Wonka's Chocolate Factory. I love myself a good Oompa Loompa.
Oh man.
Could you just imagine the stand?
Wait, what? Wait, you love yourself a good Oompa Loompa? All right, is something you want to tell us?
I love the Oompa Loompas.
Oh, man.
Always put a smile on my face. Just imagine them in the stands. Imagine somebody eating one of those gumballs and just flying off into the abyss, the giant blue one. Willy Wonka just walking around, get his own team. I go with the Willy Wonka show fashion.
Not bad, Gary.
Definitely not bad.
So I'm gonna go with. I'm next, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this one is a little tough because it could go either way. But first, I would say I would like to see a UFC or MMA event on a cruise ship out in the middle of the ocean.
Mm.
I think that would be pretty damn cool. And also to add on to that, even if it wasn't a cruise ship, I would like to see like a baseball game just in the middle of the ocean somewhere. Just build like a floating stadium in the middle of the ocean. All you see is water all around. It would be pretty cool to witness any sporting event out in the Caribbean Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, anywhere. It would be pretty damn cool.
That'd be cool.
But more specifically on the cruise ship would be fun too, because you could party, you could drink, blah, blah, blah. It would be a great time. But my next pick, my third pick, I would like to see a baseball game taking place in the Mushroom Kingdom from Super Mario.
That's a good one.
That was one of my honorables.
You're playing baseball. You have Koopa shells coming at you. The guys are jumping over the shells. Taking mushrooms, getting big.
That's a good one.
It'll be pretty damn cool. You have Wario running around, Bowser. It'd be pretty cool.
That's a good one.
It'd be pretty cool to see that.
That's one hell of an imagination you got there, Pete. I give you that one right there.
Hey, listen, it was short notice for this core 4 today, all right?
I hear you, man. I hear you. Making the best out of the situation.
Go, Gary.
I'm going to say Bedrock, where the Flintstones are from.
Ah, damn it, man.
Eddie, you had that?
What? You had that?
You had that?
Yes, man. Damn it.
Oh, man.
I just think there's a lot of open space there.
A lot of open space.
What does that even mean?
Listen, you can build whatever you want when you build the arena that you want there.
It's prime real estate. Real estate.
Barney Rubble, I would put him. He would be involved a lot. Barney Rubble.
He'd be a ball boy. Who are you kidding?
I'm a big Barney Rubble fan. He'd be there. I just think the Flintstones would be. Where Bedrock would be an awesome place to watch them. The scenery, fantastic. Also.
All right.
The scenery. All it is rocks. Rocks all over the place.
Gravel, bro.
Rocks and gravel.
So, I'm up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, my next pick. I know no one here watched the show, but I'm sure a lot of viewers do. It was one of the greatest shows ever, except for the last season. I'm going with King's Landing from Game of Thrones. I think it would be cool to do something sports-oriented, medieval times. Bye, Gary.
Cool.
Bye. I think it'd be cool to do it in medieval times, man.
I didn't know you were a big Game of Thrones guy, bro.
I didn't know that either, man.
I love Game of Thrones, yeah.
I had no idea.
Great, very under. I mean, the people who don't watch it, they like swear against it, but it's a great show.
I had no idea. I know you as well as I know anybody.
I have the books.
I have no idea about any of this.
Yeah.
I never got into the show, but I have to say that's a great pick.
Thank you.
Justin Suarez, love that pick.
Yeah, just shout out to Justin.
My turn, correct?
Picks. Yeah, your third and your second and your first.
Second and
all right.
first.
Yeah. Let's get that straightened out again. All right. So for my second pick, as far as my list is concerned, I am going to go with Gotham City as my second.
Oh, that's cool. I thought of that, but I didn't put it down. That's a good pick.
Gotham City, man. I'm a big DC kind of guy. Nothing against Marvel, but I'm a big DC Comics kind of guy. Batman, whatever, man. It's whatever. I know.
Don't listen to the haters, Eddie.
For real, man. But watching a football game, especially in Gotham City, seems to be quite the experience.
A lot of crime, though. Wouldn't you want to go to Metropolis, where Superman's from?
Well, I understand that. And that's why I mentioned football game, man, because I could only imagine how rowdy those crowds could actually get out. And, like, can't go wrong with that, man. Can't go wrong.
Imagine an ECW show in Gotham City.
Oh, shit, man. Imagine that.
Give Philly a run for its money.
Going to Gotham City to watch an ECW event. Living dangerously. So Gotham City is my number 2. And for my number 1 all-time top place to see a sporting event, you guys know me with this one, man.
Yeah, Patrick
Playboy Mansion, man. Come
Where?
Man. The Playboy Mansion.
Yeah.
This guy.
Can't
Unbelievable.
yo, man. I mean, it's
Hugh Hefner.
R.I.P., man. R.I.P.
Now,
man.
why would you have it there? Just curious.
You mean
Kid show, remember.
come on, man. Like,
Why? Because there's waterfalls, there's palm trees.
yeah, man.
Come on,
A lot of
Gary.
open area, as Gary says. A lot of open area.
Yeah.
A very spacious backyard, I must say, too, man. Like,
With a voluptuous lawn.
Yeah. Nice plants, nice flowers.
they
Big
even
bushes.
filmed an episode of
Really
of the-
bright.
and like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the Playboy Mansion, fellas. There's really not, man.
All right, that's a good pick. I
Yeah,
like that. My last pick. Now, I got to be honest with you. Some of my honorable mentions are probably better than my normal picks, but it doesn't really matter. My next pick is going to be something a little nostalgic for me. I grew up watching this show. I know some of you guys did as well. I'm going with Angel Grove from the Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
That was a good one.
That was a really good
I think it'd be pretty cool. You know, you hit a home run and you look, and all of a sudden in the background you see 2 Megazords going at it, and I think it'd be pretty cool. Angel Grove.
That was a great one. That was a great one.
I'm going the video game route with this.
I hear it.
I'm going
Copyright.
I'm going with the Blitz Arena in NFL Blitz.
Ah.
I'm going with that. Small field. The kickoffs are always electric with that. You can leg drop a guy. The fans are right on top of you. The atmosphere, the small field. I'm going with Blitz.
That's a good one. That was a great game, man, by the way.
Great game. I might go play it after this.
Wow. All right. So my last pick to wrap this thing up. I'm going to go with an MMA event on top of the Empire State Building.
Ooh.
I think that would be pretty damn cool.
A little dangerous.
King Kong style over here, man.
Let's hope for
I
no Khabib Conor brawls.
Yeah, seriously. If Khabib goes over the top, that's it. He's done.
Any skyscraper in general in Manhattan would be a pretty cool place to have an MMA event. Obviously,
right.
There would be fences there so people don't fall off, Gary. But
Look at any ideas, Gary.
I can't throw it into this.
but
Do you have any honorable mentions?
I do. I have one. And I was going to say, I know this is based on Atlanta, Georgia, and Virginia, but I was going to say the Walking Dead universe. Having a sporting event there. The zombies are in the crowd just cheering you on.
I'll pass on that invitation.
They make a lot of noise. You know, the intensity is high. You can motivate you. But it'll be pretty damn cool.
Motivate me. You won't find me over there for shit, man.
Motivate me to leave.
That's where the 2012 Super Bowl in Eddie.
Gary, any honorable mentions, Gary?
The Field of Dreams, of course, a baseball game. At Field of Dreams.
You took another one. Damn it,
Okay.
man.
And Gary's Backyard Bar and Grill.
Oh,
That should have been number 1, bro.
I know. I did offer Dana White the opportunity to use it for one of the UFC events. He said no. So
He's going to be kicking himself in the ass one
Gary
day.
was asking too much money. That's why.
Everybody else is. I might as well.
Gary was asking for that Deontay Wilder money.
Might as well, right?
Eddie, honorable mentions.
Nah, you guys already mentioned everything on my list, man.
I had a couple here. Obviously, everyone made the comparison to this, so I'm picking Earth. I said the Earth Realm from Mortal Kombat. Actual, comparison. I also had Scarif from Star Wars. It's like a nice beach, tropical setting. I had the Hyrule Kingdom from Zelda. Which would have been pretty cool.
Real good,
But it was
good.
very similar to King's Landing, so I didn't say that. I had Planet Namek, which is from Dragon Ball Z. I know you guys don't watch it, but that would be pretty cool. I had a Roman Coliseum.
I thought about that. That's a good one.
Roman Coliseum.
I mean, you could think of an MMA event there. It's literally it's so primitive that it'd be like it's in ancient times.
You could put the zombies in the stands in the Roman Coliseum.
Enough with the zombies.
He just loves the zombies.
And we'll put that on the moon also.
Hold on. Wait, I had two more. I had Hoth from Star Wars as well because I don't know about you guys, but I love it. I love a good football game in the snow.
That would be pretty sick.
I just think it's so cool. And my last one is a little out there, but Inside the Matrix. Think about that. Like, think of it like a track race and you're jumping off of buildings and stuff like that, but that's it.
Or a baseball game. You get a line drive.
There you go.
I've got one honorable mention, though. Liberty City, Grand Theft Auto.
Dude, that was on my list, too, but I just didn't mention it. It was my last one.
I was going to say Los Santos from the newest Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I didn't know the name of the one.
Shout out to the bus mission.
Best mission ever.
Before we go, Brian's got a quick announcement to make.
Yeah, guys, so tune in this Wednesday night. It's probably going to be a little late, but I guarantee you it'll be worth it. We're going to have number 3 ranked heavyweight in the world, Curtis Razor Blades. He's going to come on the show. He's fighting June 20th against Alexander Volkov. It's going to be a great fight. Listen, this guy is one of the best in the world. I'm telling you, he's going to be champion one day. I really, really do feel it. And he's giving us the time out of his day to talk to us, so you guys should be there.
And if anybody has any questions they want us to ask him, just let us know.
We have no problem doing that.
We'll shout you out on the pod as we ask him. But anybody else
feedback?
Anybody else have anything to say before we wrap this up?
No.
All right. Just remember, we are the gentlemen.
And this is the podcast. Peace out later.
Peace out later. Eddie, fix Stephanie McMahon behind you, bro.
Yeah, she's falling apart, man. She's in shambles, Eddie.
She's a little crooked.
I gotta retire her.
Who's behind her? Who's in
That's
the white?
SmackDown GM, Stephanie.
Who's in the white?
In the white?
Ashanti.
Ashanti. Whoa, Eddie, look at you.
What
I
is
got
this,
the best of both
2005?
worlds.
We're doing a Cribs Eddie edition right now.
2005.
Listen, never mind the Derek Jeter and A-Rod.
All right, guys.
All right.
See you later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Want a man on a mission. From the start, I'ma finish it. From the start, I'ma finish it. Yo, and from the start, I'ma finish it. 'Cause I'm a running man.